You know, with our chums here on our channel, it's always good to share things, isn't it, that we do or we don't do that we've done for many years. And I mentioned this before, and I know many of you agree with me on this, but it's a cost thing, isn't it? We all love to get things like a birthday card, a Christmas card, Easter card, that sort of stuff. There's nothing nicer than looking at your mat by your door and thinking, oh, you know, because that shows that somebody's taken the time to select a card, write it, put a message in, go to the post box, that sort of stuff. It certainly means more, definitely to me, I don't know if you agree, than a simple sort of, you know, email or a text message where, oh, happy birthday. You think, right, that was a lot of thought, you know what I mean? And of course, I'm not being grumpy old man, I'm just telling you what I feel. And it's fascinating to think, because when you think, of course, the art of letter writing apparently is just simply dying out. Young people use abbreviations and emojis and things like that, and actually the communication of letter writing is under threat. And I wanted to bring this to your attention because I think it is kind of interesting to think. Let me explain. Now, as you know, morning should I say, gosh, I'm losing myself there, aren't I? Yes, morning, how are you? Or good evening, good night, whatever you're doing. Sorry, you know, people say to me, you know, Neil, I'm waving to you. People think I'm nutty. Imagine standing out here, people look at you and think, where's the cart talk? You know, cart him off, get him in a straitjacket or something. I don't care. We're talking, we're chums, who cares? Writing letters, it is an art form, isn't it? You know, when you were at school, did you get taught that thing, you know, where it was the address at the top, and then your address in the lower part, and then you did your letter? Oh, that's all out the window now. Oh yes, I was mentioning this the other day to someone in the office. No, you don't do that. I thought, well, no, nobody answers anything, do they? But it's refreshing to find, isn't it, that His Majesty the King apparently has written over 2,400 letters. Yes, that's right, in a previous year. Many of them handwritten. And apparently if you do get a message from the King, it's not, you know, via text or a little note or whatever. It's very much he's taken the time. And I think this is, you know, when you think, can you imagine getting that? It would be cherishable, wouldn't it? Because it would be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I know if you work with him every day, but, you know, that sort of thing. You receive a letter. It's like the 100th birthday telegram wish, isn't it, from Her Majesty the Queen. When you got that, wow, how special was that, you know? But apparently he's leading the way back to a fight back about the communication. Another thing that King Charles does not like is this, and I think, well, yeah, I kind of agree with him, but how do you live in this world if you don't have assistance? Apparently he doesn't have, as we all know, a mobile phone, and if you want to communicate with him, you go through the communications officer or his personal assistant. But the reason being, and this was brought up also by a good chum of his, none other than the beautiful actress Joanna Lumley, she too told me that she doesn't have a mobile phone simply because she's got a landline, she's got a message machine, and she said there can be nothing that vital or important that can't wait until you get in at the end of a day, whether it be a call from an agent about an acting job, voiceover, whatever. She says that she feels mobiles and stuff like that change the course of your life and waste your life by looking at things, grazing stuff, you know, when you could be doing something more interesting and living in the moment. And apparently this is a thought process shared by His Majesty the King. And as ever, I wanted to know, do you still write letters? You know, would you still do that? Do you send like Christmas cards and birthday cards? I'm being honest, I try to, but it is the cost of the stamp. It's going up more and more and more. And it's cheap to buy the card, isn't it? You can get a reasonable card, nice one, you know, under £1. But then when you go to post it, it's kind of like more than £1. You're unsure if they've ever got it, so you have to ring them to say, did you get it? And they, oh yes. But then what was the point of sending it? You see what I mean? Fascinating sort of debate, and it's one obviously I just thought I'd share with you, our chums, because I think, am I alone in wanting to see this return? Do you enjoy the thud on your mat of anything coming through your letterbox other than a brown envelope or a bill? You know, it is always cheery to find that somebody's taken the time out to look out for you, isn't it? As ever, if you can, do like and share and comment. Let me know, am I right or am I wrong? Or do the vast amount of the chums now don't bother? Always good to know. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.